Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're building a capsule wardrobe on a budget, but in a very practical way. Not just talking about timeless pieces in theory, but actually breaking down what to buy, what to skip, how much it might cost, and which pieces give you the most outfits for the least amount of money. Because capsule wardrobes can sound expensive. They are often shown with perfect cashmere sweaters, designer coats, leather bags, and shoes that cost more than the rest of the wardrobe combined. But a capsule wardrobe doesn't have to be luxury, it just has to be intentional. So for this video, imagine we're building a small but functional wardrobe from scratch, with pieces that can work for school, work, errands, casual coffee dates, dinners, and everyday life. Let's start with the money, because that's the part people usually skip. A very simple starter capsule can be built for around $250 to $350 if you shop carefully, use sales, buy secondhand, and keep the number of pieces small. A more complete budget capsule is usually around $400 to $600. And if you want slightly better shoes, outerwear, or tailoring, you might be closer to $700. But you absolutely don't need to buy everything at once. In fact, I think the best way to build a capsule wardrobe is slowly. Start with what you already own, then buy the missing pieces one by one. For this video, I'm going to build the capsule around roughly 15 pieces, enough to create many outfits, but not so much that it becomes overwhelming. The first category is simple tops. I would start with 3 everyday tops, one light neutral, one dark neutral, and one piece with a little more personality. That could be a striped tee, a ribbed tank, a soft long sleeve, or a simple fitted top depending on your style. You don't need to spend much here. This is where budget shopping makes sense. A good price range is around $8 to $20 per top. So for 3 tops, you're probably spending around $25 to $60. These are the pieces that make the capsule actually wearable. They go under jackets, with jeans, with trousers, with skirts, and they help you create outfits without thinking too much. Next, I would add one button-down shirt or relaxed blouse. This can be white, blue, striped, black, cream, or any color that fits your wardrobe. The reason I like this piece is because it immediately makes simple outfits look more intentional. You can wear it closed with trousers, open over a tank, tucked into jeans, layered under a sweater, or even over a dress. For a budget capsule, I would look for one in the $25 to $45 range. You can also find great versions secondhand, especially men's shirts if you like a slightly oversized look. So now we have 3 simple tops and 1 shirt. 4 upper body pieces that can already create a lot of combinations. For bottoms, I would start with 3 pieces. First, 1 pair of jeans. Choose the shape you wear the most, not the one that is trending the hardest. Straight leg, wide leg, relaxed, slim, dark wash, light wash, black denim. The right pair is the one that works with your real life. A good budget range for jeans is around $35 to $70, or less if you shop secondhand. Second, 1 pair of tailored trousers. This is the piece that makes the capsule feel more polished. They don't need to be office trousers. They can be wide leg pants, relaxed pleated trousers, or a simple straight leg pair. The point is to have one bottom that's not denim. For trousers, I would expect around $35 to $60 on a budget. Third, 1 skirt or 1 dress, depending on what you genuinely wear. If you're not a skirt person, don't force it. Choose a simple dress instead. If you don't wear dresses, choose another pair of pants. A capsule wardrobe should not be built around someone else's lifestyle. For this piece, I would budget around $30 to $50. So for 3 bottoms, you're probably looking at $100 to $180. Now we need layers, because this is what makes a small wardrobe feel bigger. The first layer I would add is a knit, cardigan, or lightweight sweater. Something you can throw over a tank, wear with jeans, pair with trousers, or layer under a jacket. I would keep this simple and soft in color. Gray, cream, brown, black, navy, or oatmeal tones usually work really well. A good budget range is around $25 to $50. The second layer is a blazer, structured jacket, or tailored cardigan. This is one of the pieces that can change the feeling of the whole capsule. A basic tee and jeans becomes an outfit when you add a structured layer. A simple dress feels more styled. Trousers feel more complete. If your budget is very tight, this is a great piece to buy secondhand. Blazers are often expensive new, but vintage and thrifted ones can look much better than cheap new versions. New budget options might be around $60 to $100, but secondhand you may find something for $15 to $40. The third layer is your everyday outerwear. This depends on your climate. It could be a trench coat, wool coat, denim jacket, barn jacket, leather look jacket, or simple black coat. You only need one at the beginning. Outerwear can be the most expensive part, so I would either use something you already own or buy it secondhand. If buying new, budget around $60 to $120. For a small capsule wardrobe, I would start with 2 pairs of shoes. The first pair should be your everyday comfortable shoe. This could be sneakers, flat boots, loafers, ballet flats, or Mary Janes. It depends on your style and your daily routine. The second pair should be your slightly more polished shoe, something you can wear when you want the outfit to feel more dressed. Again, this doesn't have to mean heels. It could be a pointed flat, a loafer, a low heel, or a simple boot. For budget shoes, I would estimate around $25 to $60 per pair. So for 2 pairs, around $50 to $120. Shoes matter because they decide the mood of an outfit. The exact same jeans and shirt can feel casual with sneakers, classic with loafers, or more feminine with ballet flats. For the bag, I would keep it very simple. One everyday bag is enough at the beginning. It should fit your real life. If you carry a laptop, do not buy a tiny shoulder bag just because it looks cute. If you mostly go out casually, you might not need a very structured work bag. A good budget range for a bag is around $30 to $70, but this is another category where secondhand shopping can be amazing. Then I would add 1 belt and maybe 1 scarf or simple piece of jewelry. Accessories are not the main capsule, but they help repeat outfits without making them feel identical. You can keep this around $10 to $30. So if I were building a practical budget capsule from scratch, the list would look like this. 3 everyday tops, 1 button-down shirt or blouse, 1 knit, cardigan, or lightweight sweater, 1 pair of jeans, 1 pair of tailored trousers, 1 skirt, dress, or extra pair of pants, 1 blazer or structured jacket, 1 everyday outerwear piece, 2 pairs of shoes, 1 everyday bag, 1 belt, 1 scarf or accessory. That gives us around 15 pieces depending on how you count accessories. And with those pieces, you can create a lot. Jeans with a tee and sneakers, jeans with the shirt and loafers, trousers with a tank and blazer, a skirt with a knit and flats, a dress with the structured jacket, the shirt open over a simple top, the sweater over the shoulders, the blazer with denim, the coat over everything. That's the real magic of a capsule wardrobe. It's not that you have endless clothes, it's that the clothes you do have can actually work together. Now let's put the numbers together. If you're building the cheapest version, using some second-hand pieces, and keeping the basics very affordable, it might look like this. 3 tops, around $30 total. 1 shirt, around $25. 1 knit, around $30. Jeans, around $40. Trousers, around $40. Skirt or dress, around $35. Blazer secondhand around $30. Outerwear secondhand or already owned. 2 pairs of shoes, around $70 total. Bag and accessories, around $40. That brings you to around $340 or less if you already own the outerwear, bag, shoes, or jeans. For a more realistic full capsule with more new pieces, I would expect closer to $500 to $650. But again, the point is not to buy the full capsule in one day. The smarter way is to build it in phases. If your budget is limited, I would start with the pieces that create the most outfits. First, get the tops. You need simple pieces that go with everything. Second, get the jeans or trousers, whichever you wear more. Third, get one good layer, like a blazer, cardigan, or jacket. Fourth, get the shoes, because they change the whole outfit. Then you can add the bag, accessories, second bottom, and extra layers later. A good rule is this: if a piece can only be worn one way, it shouldn't be your first purchase. Your first purchases should be the pieces that can move through your wardrobe easily. Now let's talk about what to skip, because this is where the budget really gets saved. Don't start with statement pieces. Statement pieces are fun, but they usually need basics around them to work. Don't buy 5 cheap versions of the same top. Buy 2 or 3 that actually fit well. Don't buy shoes that are uncomfortable even if they look perfect. If you can't walk in them, they're not part of your real wardrobe. Don't buy something just because it's on sale. A discounted piece that you never wear is still wasted money. And don't build a capsule around a fantasy version of yourself. If you never wear white trousers, don't buy white trousers just because they look beautiful in capsule wardrobe videos. If you hate blazers, choose a cardigan or jacket. If you never wear skirts, don't include one. The most useful wardrobe is the one that respects your actual life. There are a few small things that make a budget capsule look more elevated. Choose simple colors that work together. Pay attention to fit. Even a very affordable piece looks better when it sits properly on your body. Avoid very thin fabrics when possible, especially for white tops. Steam or iron your clothes. This makes such a big difference. Keep shoes clean. Choose hardware carefully on bags and belts. Sometimes very shiny details can make an affordable piece look cheaper. And when in doubt, go slightly simpler. Simple pieces are easier to repeat and easier to style. Now that we have the pieces, this is where the capsule wardrobe starts to make sense visually. Because the point of a capsule is not just owning fewer clothes, it is being able to create different outfits from the same small group of pieces. As you can see, when the colors, shapes, and layers work together, even a very simple wardrobe can give you a lot of options. Some outfits can feel more casual and easy, some can look a little more polished, and some can be adjusted just by changing the shoes, adding a jacket, or switching the bag. This is why I think it's so important to build your capsule around pieces that can move between different parts of your life. You don't need a completely separate wardrobe for every occasion. You need pieces that can be softened, dressed up, made more relaxed, or made more structured depending on how you style them. So when you're planning your own capsule, try to think in outfit formulas rather than single outfits. Ask yourself which pieces can be repeated in different ways, which ones help connect the wardrobe together, and which combinations you can imagine actually wearing during a normal week. So that's how I would build a capsule wardrobe on a budget. Start with around 15 pieces. Focus on tops, bottoms, layers, shoes, and one good bag. And expect to spend around $300 for a very careful starter capsule, or around $500 to $650 for a more complete one. But the real goal is not the exact number. The goal is to spend less money on pieces you regret and more money on pieces you actually wear. A capsule wardrobe is not about having a perfect wardrobe overnight. It's about slowly creating a closet where almost everything makes sense together. Fewer random purchases, fewer "I have nothing to wear" mornings, and more outfits that feel easy, wearable, and like you. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like it and subscribe for more style guides, capsule wardrobe ideas, and outfit inspiration. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.